Hi everyone, I'm so blessed and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about growing what you eat versus what people recommend you grow for your area. I know that may sound a little tricky. Yeah, you want to grow what's recommended for your client, but you want to be selective about those items because you want to make sure that you are getting the most out of your garden and your time and your money, honey, because you want to eat what you grow. We definitely grow our own fruits and vegetables for the nutritional value, so why not personalize that nutrition that you're going to get from your garden? You also want to reduce waste. You don't want to be growing plants that's wasting your time, wasting your money, that you're not actually going to eat or share or donate to someone who else that will eat it. So reduce waste is another benefit to growing, using the growing what you eat concept. And then also you want to make sure that you're getting satisfaction from your garden as well, because you don't want to grow plants that you don't eat and then have to go to the grocery store to get the ones that you do eat. You see what I'm saying? And also that makes it more cost effective, and you can better manage the yield that you're getting from your garden if you're growing things specifically because you eat them. You know what to grow and when. So I said all that to say what? Because hopefully you still here. Okay, so basically your garden should serve your lifestyle. That way you make your garden more beneficial to you and more enjoyable when you're growing what you actually gonna eat. So what do they mean when they say personalized nutrition? You can get personalized nutrition from your garden. Basically, you're tailoring your diet to fit your unique health needs and your preferences. By growing what you eat, you're choosing foods that are aligned to your specific dietary goals. Whether it's boosting your vitamin intake, managing your blood sugar, or focusing on plant-based meals. So if that's your personal lifestyle, for example, plant-based meals, you're more focused on growing enough of the specific vegetables that you like to eat on a routine basis. Okay, and then managing your blood sugars, you know which vegetables are more beneficial to you than harmful. So you would grow the ones that are more beneficial to you. And then you would also be selecting plants that have the specific nutritional value, such as vitamins that you need for your daily routine. So everyone has different nutritional values. For example, it just makes sense that you be more selective to fit your specific dietary needs. For example, a person who is more interested in boosting their immune system might choose to grow more leafy greens because they want the vitamin A and the vitamin C that they get from leafy greens. Now, if you are a person that's on, for example, a Mediterranean diet, you might be more focused or more interested in growing tomatoes, olives, or more herbs like rosemary and basil, right? So by focusing on the things that are more suited towards your lifestyle and your health, you can ensure that your garden is supporting your goals and your wellness, not just because somebody recommended that you grow particular things. Now, I've said in previous videos that I enjoy an experiment every now and then. I enjoy a challenge every now and then. That's just part of my personality, and that gives me some level of enjoyment from my garden as well. But you better believe it that I am going to grow things that I actually eat as well. And so those other things are just additional things that I will be growing. So as we also said, that growing what you eat helps to reduce waste as well. So you're not growing things in your garden that are eventually going to be discarded or go unused. By growing what you enjoy eating, you're less likely to have excess produce that you cannot consume or give away. Now, I'm not trying to talk about anybody in particular because I don't really know people who are on the internet. So I'm not doing that, right? I'm just giving you my thoughts on things that I've basically considered for myself. Like, I know it's very exciting to hear about popular things that people are recommending, and like I said, if you know that you need to focus on things that you're going to actually eat, you're basically going to have less time to be growing things that you're not going to eat. So a lot of people will grow vegetables and fruits because they are popular recommendations that they hear about, either by word of mouth, on the internet, or from friends and family, without even considering that those things are not foods that they are going to actually enjoy. So, for example, if you're growing a very large variety of zucchini, and you know you don't even like zucchini, I mean, what are you really doing? If you really eat zucchini in your meals, this may result in more produce that you're going to discard, or have to try to figure out how to donate or give away. Instead of focusing on what you actually eat on a regular basis, you're wasting very valuable real estate in your garden area that you could have been growing something that you're actually going to enjoy. All right. Also, another benefit of growing what you eat is the satisfaction that you get out of it. Knowing that you grew that in your garden with your hands and your care, right? Satisfaction in your garden comes from the joy and fulfillment of harvesting and eating food that you personally value and enjoy. And this is more really of an emotional reward for you, which is a key part of successful gardening experience. When you grow foods that you love, you're more motivated and to take care of them in your garden, versus you know, going on the internet and finding a variety of zucchini that grows longer than your arm, right? And then, you know, you don't eat zucchini. Push come to shove, with time restraints and other things that are happening with your life, you're less likely to want to push yourself to get out there and take care of food that you know that you're not going to enjoy or consume, right? When you grow foods that you love, you're more motivated to take care of them. That's just an emotional experience that goes along with gardening. When you are more excited about what you're growing, you tend to be wanting to try more recipes. You're trying your hardest to figure out ways to preserve it so that you can enjoy it for longer periods of time. You may even be trying to learn some new culinary techniques, versus what I mean by that, when you're trying to cook Southern food, or are you trying to learn new techniques like Chinese, a way of cook Chinese food cuisine, how to cook? Those are different techniques on how you cook food. So you really want and care about what you're growing when you start to have those kind of emotional connections with what's going on in your garden. Another example is you love fresh salad, so growing your own variety of lettuce and tomatoes gives you a fresher and tastier experience than buying them from the store. So you're more likely to eat more salads. The personal connection to their food you're growing also enhances the enjoyment of that meal. Yeah, you grew that cucumber with your own hands. And so you get a little bit more excited about that than going to the grocery store and you just kind of pick up the cucumbers because you need them for the salad, but you're not all that excited about them, like as if you go out in your garden and you actually pick them for your salad that day. I also hear a lot of people share their experience with the cost of gardening, and some people say it's actually more expensive to garden than it is to just actually run to the store and pick up something when you need it. I don't know if I actually agree with that, and hear me out. the reason I don't think that's a true statement for me, it's more cost effective than going to the grocery store and trying to find produce that is fresh and organic, because that is basically what I'm getting from my garden is vegetables and fruits that are free of pesticides. So I know what I believe is organic is growing in my garden. And if I go to the grocery store, those are going to cost me quite a bit of money, right? So for me, I say it's cost effective when I'm growing what I'm actually going to eat in my garden without pesticides. So another thing you want to consider, that you're also investing not just your money, but also your time, right? So it's your time and your resources that you're investing into a garden. And when I'm growing what I'm actually going to consume, that's getting the maximum value for my investment of my time and my resources. For example, if you're frequently buying herbs like basil, mint, or cilantro from the grocery store, every time you got a new recipe you want to try, or basically anytime you want to use those specific herbs, that's costing you a lot of money. And what happens? You buy a pack of herbs, you use 1 or 2 sprigs of it, and then trust me, I know what happens to the rest of it. The rest of it gets left in the fridge, and then eventually it gets tossed in the trash. Versus if you're growing your own herbs, you can pick them as you need them, or you have enough of them that justifies the time that you use to preserve them, whether you're dehydrating them or you're freezing them or some other preservation method. Not to mention the fact that you can grow vegetables that you typically buy from the store that are considered specialty items. And those are like vegetables, like maybe it's purple yam, ube, whatever you typically buy from specialty stores that are imported. Well, you can save yourself that markup, honey, by growing those vegetables yourself. Now that I invest money in. Okay, guys. So the last benefit that we want to talk about is better yield management. Now that sounds very technical or whatever. But basically we're talking about how you plan and organize what you're growing to ensure that you get the most productive production and efficient harvest based on the space and resources that you're using. So when you're growing foods that you love, you better able to manage your yields and plan around your consumption. And I give a good example of that. I grow 2 types of tomatoes. I grow indeterminate and I grow determinate. I grow determinate basically because I'm anxious at the beginning of the season, and I know that about myself. And if I grow the little determinate tomatoes that are only going to get so big and they're going to produce real fast and they're going to give me most of their yield all at once, I can get that. And if I want to preserve, I know I want to preserve throughout the season, I can get that big batch and I can start preserving right away, or I can start enjoying them right away. And then I also grow the indeterminate tomato plants because I know those are going to stretch me out throughout the season. They're going to keep producing little by little. And so that's why I grow 2 types. But if you know that about yourself and you're growing what you're actually going to eat, and you know your eating habits, and you know what your purpose for growing those plants are, you can better plan and also get the most out of your resources that way. So that's basically what we mean when we say better yield management, because you're tailoring your approach to how you plan and organize your garden, and you're balancing that out with the output that you're expecting to get for what you actually need. So you're both avoiding excess and you avoiding shortages, because the last thing you want to do is grow some tomato plants and then later on in the season you run out of what you actually eat because you didn't grow enough of it, or you didn't choose the right varieties of the plants that you should have. So if you align your garden efforts and what you personally enjoy eating, you make your garden more efficient for you. You make your garden more sustainable for you, and you make it more rewarding for you. The bottom line is your garden should serve your lifestyle. Your garden should be serving you. So growing what you eat helps to ensure that it's beneficial and it's enjoyable. Guess what? Your garden, your purpose. That's all I gotta say today, guys. I hope that you will join me for a future video, and I really do appreciate you clicking on the video, and I appreciate you watching. So happy gardening, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.